Hello everyone, Alex with BIMitUp again. Today I'm going to show you how to create key schedules in Revit. So first,
What is a key schedule? What is good for?
and then how to create it. Anyway, the idea is that you're going to be able to define a relationship between one parameter and several other parameters that are going to be driven by the first one. So what I use as an example is a very basic room finish schedule on which when you define the room style, then the ceiling, the floor, and the walls get defined automatically based on that room style. And this is in preparation for the fire protection key schedules and color schema video that I'm going to be releasing very soon. So see you in Revit. And before we even start, think about it. It makes sense. If you like this kind of content, make sure you subscribe to the channel. You can hit that bell so you get notifications and you don't miss any of our videos. Alright, so the first thing I want to do today is talk to you about key schedules and see how they can be useful. And for that, I'm going to open our BIMitUp lab project, our architectural project. And now let's create a room schedule. First, let's say I didn't have any of these tags, right? I'm going to delete them all. If you didn't have any tags and you wanted to have your tags, you can simply come here to annotate, and then you can hit here on tag all. And then right now you don't need to hit include elements from linked file because you want to tag the rooms in this model, the architectural model. This is the architectural model. So all you have to do is select room tags. You select the tag orientation that you want and then just hit OK. And now you have all your rooms tagged. But you can create a room schedule whether you have your rooms tagged or not. That's irrelevant. So let's go ahead and create the room schedule. For that we come here to schedules and quantities and then new schedule / quantity. And what do you want to schedule? Well, I want to schedule the rooms. So I select the room. So let's call it room finishes. That's a typical architectural example for key schedules. So I want to schedule building components, right? Which are my building components? Well, the rooms. And it's going to be on the new phase, new construction only, in this case. And I'm going to hit OK. And now I need to add some parameters. So definitely the room name, I want it in there. The room number is obviously a good thing to have, and let's say the area, right? For now, let's keep it like this, and I'm gonna hit OK. And now my basic room schedule has been created. So the idea about key schedules is that you're gonna have a certain parameter driving a bunch of things that are always gonna be the same, as long as the first parameter is the same thing. What do I mean by that? Let's do a quick example here. So let's say you have a room type, all right? And for that room type, you'll have a ceiling, you have a certain floor, and you have, I don't know, walls, for example, right? And now let's say you have 3 types of rooms, right? So you have instruction, and I'm not gonna do them all. I'm gonna do like 3 of them only. Let's say the ceiling in the instructions is acoustical ceiling tile, right? And the floor, let's say you want carpet, and then for the instruction you want the walls in wood, right? So all the instruction rooms are gonna have the same ceiling, the same type of carpet, and the same type of walls. So you'll have instruction room 1 has acoustical ceiling tile, carpet, and wood. Instruction room 2 also has acoustical ceiling tile, carpet, and wood. But then if you have, let's say, labs, right? So for lab, I don't want ACT, but I want gypsum board, right? And I want vinyl for my floor. And then I want drywall for my walls. And then you have finally office, let's say. and for the office you want also ACT, but you want carpet for the floor, and then for the walls, let's say you want glass. You want to get fancy. So now that you have this information, you can create what's called a key schedule, on which this parameter is going to drive this other three automatically. And if you only have 3 rooms, you can just manually fill up the parameters, and that's not a big deal. But if you have 800 rooms and you have 200 labs, 200 offices, and 400 instruction, then it can be helpful if you would have a drop-down list from which you can include, okay, this is instruction, and then the 400 instruction become automatically ACT for ceiling, carpet for floor, and wood for walls. So let's see how we can do that. So now we're back to our floor plan, and I'm going to create a new schedule, but this schedule is also going to be for rooms, right? But this one is not going to be schedule building components. This is going to be schedule keys. So I'm going to do this, and I'm going to keep this name. You can change that afterwards. But then the key name, it says room style. In my case, we had room type, right? But we can easily call this room style. Or we could have also changed the name here to room type. For now, I'm going to keep it room style. I'm going to click OK. And now, what do we want to do? Well, we want to have in this schedule the key name. The key name is going to be whatever's driving the show. And then you have the other 3 parameters, which are going to be the ceiling, floor, and walls. So let's add those. So I come here to new parameter, right? Because I don't have it here. If I had it here, this list available, I would just add them. But I don't have them, so I'll create those new parameters. So it's going to be a project parameter by default. I'm going to call this one ceiling. It's going to be common discipline and text. And I'm going to group the parameters under materials and finishes. Click OK. Now I'm going to do the same thing for floor. Again, it's common. It's text. I'm going to group it also under materials and finishes. And finally, I'm going to add my walls parameter. Common again. Text. Materials and finishes. Okay, and now when I click OK, my key schedule has been created. So right now you have nothing going on, right? Because you don't have any data rows. But as soon as you click here, insert data row, you can have your first key name, which is going to be instruction, right? And we said that our ceiling here was going to be ACT. Our floor was going to be carpet. And our walls were going to be wood. Now we add another data row, and then this one is going to be for labs, and then the ceiling is going to be gypsum board. We said the floors for the lab were going to be vinyl, so I just realized I'd misspelled vinyl before, but it doesn't matter. I'll have it right in this one, which is the one that counts. And then the walls, drywall. And then last but not least, it's gonna be our offices. So our offices are gonna have a ceiling. It is ACT. And then you can use this drop down, see, like once you start inputting things, so that makes it way faster. So the floor, for example, the floor, we know it's going to be carpet, so I can now select it from here, carpet. And then the walls are going to be glass, and since I haven't input glass yet, I don't have it available, so I just have to type it, right? And now here's where the magic happens. You're going to tie this part of the schedule together with this part of the schedule using the key of room type, okay, or room styles, whatever we called it. So how do we do that? Well, we come here to our room schedules, and then under fields, now we should have an additional field, and here it is, room style, see? So once you add this and you click OK, you can now select from that room style and this will automatically populate the rest of the schedule. So let's add those fields so we can see what's happening. Oh, see, there was a ceiling finish here, but that's not our parameter. Our parameter is ceiling. Okay, so ceiling, we had, see, there was a floor finish here, but anyway, let's use floor. See, there was wall finish here. Anyway, let's take walls. See, and now the magic is that, so let's go to the labs, right? So as soon as I select from the drop down list my labs, the other three parameters are automatically filled up, and that can save a lot of time. And you can do several at once if you sort them by room type, and then you can do shift select and do several at once. But I'm not gonna do that. I just want to end this real quick. So see, we have labs already. In instruction, when we select instruction, then that fills up automatically. And I'm gonna do one instruction more. And then finally, let's do a couple of offices, right? So this is an office. Boop, automatically. And then the other office, boop, automatically. So let's do something a little bit more interesting, and let's jump to the MEP model, okay? And if you have enjoyed this video, make sure you like it down there. Subscribe to the channel, hit that bell so you get notified. Thank you for watching, and see you on the next video.